Hi, this is Lydia, and I'm excited to be broadcasting this live from a kayak on Lake Leman in Switzerland. There's a beautiful lake that at the very edge is Geneva, and on that side over there we see France. But the Swiss side is actually much more beautiful and much more opulent. It's very interesting to be here. I got this kayak and it's kind of interesting. I don't usually kayak too much, and the interesting thing is to kind of almost face your fears. Face your fears of, the boat capsizing. And what I found myself doing is actually doing some tapping techniques, because what winds up happening sometimes when you're trying new things, you become fearful. And when you do things with fear, actually they wind up not working out too well. Even if they do work out well, what was the point of all that worrying? You understand what I'm saying? So, look how beautiful this is. Wow. I'm very excited to be broadcasting this message. This is very interesting. And my reflections on the day today is that I'm very thankful and blessed for having a great life like this. You know, I'm in a different country. I'm enjoying the summertime weather. Oh, look at the speedboat over there. That's pretty cool. Definitely would be cool to own one of those. Yeah! Now that's fun. That's what I've always been wanting to try. It looks so fun to do. I want to get behind the speedboat and have like a parachute pull me up. I think it's called parasailing. Anyways, continuing on. Switzerland is a very wonderful country. What I really like is that they speak English very well here. You can pretty much come up to anybody you want and speak to them in English, which is kind of cool. Most people learn English, and what I find is also in the European countries is that most people learn English as their second language in school. So that's very interesting to note. And the way that I'm feeling right now is that everything right now is actually perfect. What I've been pondering about actually is possibly, since I'm pretty good at selling things on eBay, and I've done it for so many years, I'd like to make a guide for people to be able to sell their things on eBay. I'm not talking about just coins. There is a way to sell huge inventories in your store. Well, what I find is that the eBay way of selling things with the best offer option is actually revolutionary. Because if you think about it, what is something worth? What I believe is that something is worth is what people are willing to pay for it. So that's why I like that I have the best offer option, is that even though, yes, I may be selling some coins below the price that some other people are selling them, I'm still selling coins, so it allows people to sell in any marketplace, and people to be able to get both deals, creating a win-win situation for both the buyer and seller. Because sometimes, you wind up getting things and, you did pay a lot of money for it maybe, So with the best offer option, you feel great actually. Oh wow, a lot of waves. I'm rocking around. Anyway, so that's kind of interesting. This kayak, wow, look at the city. Over there is actually maybe the city of Lausanne. I'm actually staying in this place called Pulley. Pulley is right next to Lausanne, the city. So, very beautiful city. People are enjoying the countryside. There's a lot of in Switzerland, I didn't know this, but they actually make a lot of wines, which they don't really export. France, for example, exports a lot of their stuff, so it's kind of interesting also seeing the French influences. What I also noticed is that on their menus they like to put a mix of English and French. So for me, speaking English, it's much easier. But I'm picking up French as I go along. Of course, it's good to study languages and be able to travel anywhere and be able to speak locals. But, that's definitely the next step. The more I travel, the more I'm going to be able to do that kind of stuff. So, the message to those people watching this on YouTube or somewhere else is that life is definitely fantastic. You could do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Think about it like this. I came from a country where success was a little bit harder to do. Like, for example, that's why the Global Information Network is around, is because a lot of people are discouraged by by the media and the governments, and they're being told that they can't do it, and they actually believe it. So one thing I could probably recommend for people is to stop listening to the news as much as you can. Of course, I'm not saying like, you know, be an ostrich and put your head in the sand, but count your blessings every day, you know. I just finished reading the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and what he talked about was after the last Great Depression, he talked about how everybody kind of started out from the beginning, and that by giving extra value, by going the extra mile, everybody could succeed. So it kind of leveled out the playing field. So in a way, maybe this is a leveling out the playing field. You know what I feel is that we all get what we deserve. What we deserve in terms of, let's put it this way. Sometimes money, I'm not saying all the time, money is a measuring stick to the amount of value you're creating for others. Like Zig Ziglar said, you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get in life what they do want. So by helping others, actually you do create a lot more for yourself. I'm not saying that you can't, you know, just be focused on your own stuff, but if you think about it, right? Why, like for example, as a guy, why do I want a really nice car? Well, I want to be able to feel really good and more confident as a man, so that, you know, let's say more women like me, find me more attractive. You know, well, why does someone like to have a nice house? It's because it feels really nice, and they could invite their family over for drinks or friends over for drinks, and just really enjoy themselves, living in the lifestyle that they want to be, that they strive to be in. So I really like how Kevin puts this. Not the things that you get, it's the feeling you get from them, which is absolutely fantastic. So how do you feel, you know, when you have that, you know? Do you feel like you have that watch and people admire you, you know, see that nice Rolex or that nice suit of clothes you're wearing, and people look up to you and respect you? Maybe that's what you wanted. Maybe you wanted that feeling of respect. You don't necessarily have to get the suit in order to get it, but so that is the reason why the law of attraction actually does work. The way that it works is that it gives you things and circumstances and events and people that match the feeling that you're vibrating. If, for example, if you feel frustrated, you're going to meet a lot more people that are going to frustrate you. You're going to get into a traffic jam, you're going to be late for work, and whatever it is. But if you're vibrating love and goodness, you're going to have a lot more things to be thankful for, a lot more loving and goodness things to be thinking about. So that's what I'm trying to put back, is that what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on what you want, where you are, or where you could be? You know, as I pointed out before, anybody could point at a little nut or a seed and say that it's some food for the squirrel, or food to make as a little light snack. But it takes a real dreamer to see the potential of that little acorn, to see the potential of that field. Oh, check out that train over there. Wow. So it really does take a dreamer to see where things are going. And just think about anything like that. Think about how people went to Las Vegas and they saw a piece of land. And some guy said, hey, I'm going to build a casino over here, and people are going to come here and gamble, and also there's going to be prostitution here, so people are going to like that too. So there you go, there's Las Vegas built. Think about some of the great resorts like Atlantis in the Bahamas. Beautiful place. And it was the creation, let's say, out of the one mind. You know, a beautiful wonderland with dolphins and very opulent setting and very beautiful. So that's one of the reasons I also like traveling the world. Is let's say you go to Paris, France, and visit the Palace of Versailles. You know, the king decided to make it fit his own needs. He decided to make a palace that he could bring people to and have some apartments for the royal families, for let's say the aristocratic family, so he could keep them closer, so the king could keep a good watch on them. But the creation that he created was absolutely wonderful, you know. So it's very interesting to see this kind of stuff and really enjoy it, see the realizations of people's dreams. And that's what it really is. Like, all the stuff that gets created in the world is a realization of people's dreams. Think about all these monuments. Think about in Rome. You go to Rome and you have some of these statues dedicated to some of the Roman emperors. You know, they did leave something behind of a memory to, affect us. And speaking of the law of attraction, I think it was Marcus Aurelius, that's the great philosopher, emperor, from 161 to 180 AD. He said that, we pretty much bring out what we think about. So this concept is actually not so new. It's actually as old as time itself. But it's like, I like how I put it another time. It's like we get this wonderful body, like this creation, this work of wonder that is our bodies and our minds. And we never got the instruction manual. We never got the instruction manual to see what features are. So let's say you got a really, really fantastic car, but you don't know what all the buttons mean, So you wouldn't know that the car has a turbo or it has some air conditioning because you wouldn't know what the buttons mean. Yes, you could figure them out on your own, but it's so much better with the manual. So that's why I feel like coming across great teachers such as Kevin, such as Napoleon Hill, such as all the speakers in Jin, and all the speakers outside of Jin, and everybody that is in line with this vibration. Esther and Jerry Hicks talking with Abraham. It's all a different way of describing the same thing, and it's very wonderful to be standing on the shoulders of great men. So what I feel like is that definitely it's I want to empower other people, and I want to feel good at the same time. And everything that I always want to do really is to feel good. And that's what we really all want to do, is feel good, to feel loved, to be respected and admired, to be around. So another thing I picked up in some of the audios is this. It's also in your wishes, your command. Is, let's say, for example, you're looking for a relationship. And you want a certain type of woman or man, So you define the kind of person you want in your life, right? So you're defining the feeling, the physical appearance, how, all these different characteristics, and maybe adding in, saying in all these other different features that I may be thankful for that I don't even know would come about. But also, add to that element is the way you want others to feel about you. You want that, girlfriend to feel about you. You want her, let's say, to feel sexy around you, to feel loved, to feel wanted, to, let's say, maybe have your babies, or whatever it is that you want. What is your accomplishment? So by vibrating that, and by having that clear picture, and by actually feeling good now. Because what happens is that we sometimes look at it, like, oh, I wish I was in Switzerland. Oh, I wish I had that. Or I wish I had that car. Or I wish I had that house. And we start feeling like, oh man, that sucks. I don't have that car. I don't have that girl. I don't have that. Blah, blah. So you start thinking about what you don't want. But if you're like, that would be kind of nice. But I'm feeling fantastic now. I'm on a kayak. It's rocking around in the water. I'm feeling really good. Do I really need all this stuff now? I like how Esther Hicks put it. She's like, I know the vibrational power that I have is all infinite, and that all the things I ever will need are mine already. Nobody could take them away from me. So it's like, I don't want all the ice creams I'll ever have at once. I don't need them right now. I don't want all the money I'll ever have all at once, because, I just can't spend it all in one shot like that. I don't want all the wonderful experiences all at once. I want wonderful experiences all the time, all the money I want, everything else I need. So I guess maybe put it that way, is that it's here, and also count your blessings. Look, you may be in America, and you got to be counting your blessings. I'm traveling around in Switzerland, and yes, people have higher wages here, but with the conversion rate, I'm realizing that it's to be rich here in this country, you have to be at a little bit higher level than in America. So you should be really thankful for the wonderful value that we have in America. So that's just one blessing that you could count. Also, traveling around and really enjoying the stuff, it really all comes down to feeling good. And that's my reflection on things. That's how I feel, and I hope that you feel the same way someday, or actually are feeling the same way, and you're really liking this video and you want to share it with others. You know, so just the reflection of a guy on a boat, on a kayak in Switzerland, and really enjoying myself. And I wish you a fantastic day. I hope you make all your dreams come true soon, and feel free to message me, and I wish you a great day. Bye bye.